193 emergency. What's your situation?
Please help me. My wife is having a baby. I need an ambulance now.
Sorry, sir. We don't have any ambulance in your area. You need to get yourself to the nearest hospital on your own. We are very sorry, sir.
Okay, I take her on my bike.
Good evening and welcome to Maternal Health Channel television series. My name is Anita Erskine and I'm your host. Children are our most valuable asset. In Ghana, however, about 80 newborn babies die every day before reaching the first month of their lives. Tonight, our studio discussion focuses on exclusive breastfeeding, which has been highlighted as one of the most effective answers to newborn survival, and yet, in the public's mind informed by so many misconceptions. Before the discussion, however, take a look.
La General Hospital. Madam Vivian is in charge of the delivery ward today. Like most days, it is a busy time with mothers at various stages of delivery. Soon it is Giftedu's turn, and she delivers Amma, a bouncing baby girl. Baby Amma is put on the chest of her mother, and within 30 minutes, she is breastfeeding.
The breast milk that comes in the first few days of life, the colostrum, is rich in antibodies, and antibodies are proteins that help us fight infections.
We normally call it the first immunization for the child. So the child gets this and the child is protected from a lot of infections.
There's something also in breast milk called lactoferrin. It is a whey binding protein that binds to iron binding protein in breast milk. And it binds to iron and prevents one common organism called E. coli, which causes a lot of gastrointestinal infections like diarrhea in newborns. So if you breastfeed your baby, this lactoferrin will bind to the iron and keep it away from E. coli. And so your child will have less or fewer episodes of diarrhea. So generally children who are breastfed tend to have a stronger immunity to fight against common bacterial diseases, common illnesses that will cause coughs, colds, diarrhea, infections of the ears. We encourage our mothers to exclusively breastfeed because one, it is very cheap. Two, it is not contaminated by any bacteria. It's at the right temperature, so you don't need ingredients to prepare it. It helps with bonding between the mother and the baby. Even right in the delivery room or the labor ward, initiating breastfeeding helps with expulsion of the placenta and contraction of the uterus that will aid in expelling any clots, help prevent postpartum hemorrhage and all that. There's a hormone that helps stimulate contraction of the muscles in the breast to expel the breast milk into the baby. There are actually two hormones. One, which is prolactin, that helps in the production of the breast milk. But there's one called oxytocin that helps with the myoendothelial cells in the breast itself to bring the milk out. So oxytocin causes contraction of the smooth muscles in the breast, and at the same time also causes contraction of the uterus. So helps as you are putting the baby to breast, telling your brain to produce oxytocin. It is working on the breast muscles and also working on your uterine muscles. So then it will help to deliver the placenta, it will help to bring out any clots, any products of conception, and also help the uterus to contract and prevent bleeding. So right there in the delivery room, you can have some important, this is very important, a very important benefit of initiating breastfeeding through the home oxytocin.
It also helps the child to pass the black stool that the medical people call meconium. The child is able to pass this quickly. If the child doesn't pass this quickly, then the child is going to have jaundice. So it is very important. The teeth is formed beautifully because of the suckling action of the child.
Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Another baby is born. Ajara, her mother, Sumaya. Sooner than she thought, Ajara is breastfeeding. Ajara is giving her first injections. The nurses also ensure Sumaya is taken through all the other essential health check procedures. Dr. Opong is happy with Sumaya's progress and informs her she will be discharged tomorrow. The following day, Sumaya goes home. It has really gone well at the hospital. Sumaya arrives home to an emotional welcome. Everyone is truly happy to see Sumaya back with her baby. A week later, Dr. Van Otu pays Sumaya a visit.
My friend Dr. Van Otu.
She is Greater Accra Regional Director of Ghana Health Service. Normally, a community health nurse will make such visits.
I find a good morning. I find a
In this case, however, Dr. Van Otu agreed to our request to visit Sumaya in order to further highlight some of the issues her office is addressing in newborn care.
Say they be a when you call hospital na you catch no. Say Ghana Health Service any ya share say be mo hospital na adenya so mo wi a na ye nwie ye. E say eto aso ekofie ekohwe say maame no ho te say akoda no so ho te say.
Dr. Van Otu stresses the importance of exclusive breastfeeding.
They say they hear pa ni some woman no phone. So no phone they so no pa no ba kwa or bread we from no now we say na one man back no so no. Sometimes when they get home, especially if the baby cries a bit, then the mother will be told that the breast milk is not enough. Therefore add some other feeds. Some people put bread into water, squeeze it and give the water to the baby. Some even give mashed kinky to very young babies like this, or they give them porridge or anything else that they can find.
Every mother wants the best for the child. So if the mother knows that breast milk is the best for my child, the mother will do it. There is nothing that can be compared to breast milk. It is the best, the natural way. That is what the child needs. The position is very important as well as the attachment, so that you don't have any problems in breastfeeding. If you don't do them right, you get sore nipple, you get engorgement, and baby will refuse to feed, you will not have enough milk. And if you don't have enough milk, then you resort to the infant formula, which is not necessary. The best way to position a baby at the breast is to have the baby facing the mother. And when we say the baby should face the mother, the stomach of the baby should touch the mother's stomach. Then the palm of the mother's hand should support the baby's buttocks. And the head of the baby should be in the crook of the mother's arm. Then you realize that the ear, the shoulder, and the hip are in a horizontal line. This facilitates attachment. And as you do that, the baby roots. And immediately the baby opens the mouth wide, you bring the baby to the breast. Our mothers will normally put the breast in the baby's mouth. The very moment you put the breast in the baby's mouth, two things happen. Baby takes the nipple only, which will lead to sore nipples. And then the mother's back is not straightened. If the mother's back is not straightened, he gets backache. And so we always want their back to be straightened. So we bring baby to the breast. We never give the breast to the baby. When the mouth of the baby is opened and you bring the baby to the breast, there are 4 cardinal signs you are supposed to see. The lower lip of the baby is supposed to curl out. The cheek will be rounded. You will see more of the black part above the breast than below. And you will realize that the baby is suckling beautifully. The baby can go on the breast for 6 months without any problem, and it is good for the baby. After the 6 months, baby needs food to be added. And normally, we teach mothers to prepare something in their home. What they eat in the home is what they should prepare for the baby. Start with porridge. In Ghana, we have so many things we can use for porridge. We can use sorghum, millet, rice, corn. So if you prepare this and the child is not taking it, there are varieties.
She has the support of her mother and her aunties, and that is very key, because sometimes when they come home, the voices are too many. So although the nurses and the doctors would have informed her as to what she should be doing, the voices in the home will tell her something different. But this time round, they are saying the same thing.
To further highlight the efforts being made to promote exclusive breastfeeding, we went to Jackson Park in Koforidua, where an event was held to celebrate World Breastfeeding Week 2016.
The breastfeeding, we are told, is a foundation for childhood development.
Breastfeeding, no. Me pamocha ye pan ma nkwala no. Me ba no me ye ma no no. Onyare no ho ye den. Me ko hospital na ewe na me de na ekọ. Me ami hu sa man na adwuma bi o ye smart woni am bi hu. Nti ye pan ma about time for ni so mo nye.
Benefit of breastfeeding for me and my child, one is it helps the baby keep very healthy.
The message about the critical importance of exclusive breastfeeding was clear.
Great moments. And in the studio, of course, I've got Mrs. Eunice Saki Mate, who is the National Coordinator, Breastfeeding Program for the Ghana Health Service. Mrs. Mate, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Beautiful moments we just saw in there. Your views on the documentary we've just seen.
The documentary is really wonderful. And especially the way you captured the first moment the baby came out, how the baby was screaming.
Yeah.
We also looked at the care and the support from the health workers, right from the hospital and even to a home to where significant others, the mother, the aunties, the others were all supporting her to do what she has been told to do. It's very wonderful. And if we, like all the clients, get such care and support from home, in addition to what they get in the hospital, I think all our, or most of our woes will be reduced.
Reduced, almost erased.
Almost erased, yeah.
If possible. But you know, we talk about exclusive breastfeeding. In our generation, a lot of the health workers are telling us all the positives about it. Please, could you just share some insights into the advantages of breastfeeding your newborn baby, exclusive breastfeeding for your newborn baby?
Okay. Exclusive breastfeeding means giving a newborn only breast milk.
Only breast milk?
Only breast milk.
Nothing else?
Nothing else. No water, no sugar water, no glucose water, no herbal preparations, no gripe water, no cod liver oil. Yes.
All of that too?
All of that
gripe
too.
Water too?
Gripe water too. No mashed kenke. Nothing. Not even medicine, except if it has been prescribed by a doctor. So that's exclusive breastfeeding. Breastfeeding alone and only breastfeeding. That's why it's exclusive breastfeeding.
And how long would it be advised, or how long is it advised that you give your baby only breast milk?
You advise 6 months, because for 6 months, the baby doesn't need anything apart from the breast milk. For 6 months, the baby can do without any other thing, only breast milk. So for 6 months, you exclusively breastfeed your baby.
And what are some of the advantages of doing this for 6 months?
Oh, if you do it for 6 months, you get the optimal benefits that you get from breastfeeding. I dare say that Ghanaians, we have a culture of breastfeeding. It's been our tradition for a long time.
It's our moment of pride.
By the way we do it, we don't get the optimal benefits.
I see.
So it's the exclusive breastfeeding which will give you the optimal benefits, like protecting the baby from later on illnesses in life like diabetes. Exclusive breastfeeding has been known
to protect babies against that.
Really?
Against the cancers.
So you talked about the positives. Now, there are definitely no negatives.
No
but
negatives.
environmentally, there are issues, especially when it comes to our communities, especially when it comes to our friends and our family. Everyone has something to say that contradicts what you mentioned. For example, the weather is hot. The baby needs water.
Research has shown that even in the hottest climate, a newborn baby for the first 6 months does not need any water apart from what is in the breast milk.
Really?
Yes. So even in the hottest climate, like we have even in Ghana here, the baby do not need any extra water apart from the water in the breast milk. The breast milk is mainly water, you know, apart from the nutrients that are in. There's enough water in it to be able to cater for the baby's thirst. And what shows that the baby is really getting water from the breast milk is that you see the baby wetting the nappies. You can change the nappies more than 6 times in a day. If the baby doesn't get enough water, how does he urinate? Urine is the excess water. So if the baby doesn't get any water in the breast milk in the first place, the baby will not be able to urinate.
Mrs. Mate,
Yes.
second question. Oh, my baby is growing very fast. My baby is always hungry. Breast milk is not enough. Maybe the baby is 3 months old. And I want to add a little bit to his or her diet. What is wrong with that?
It's very wrong. You don't need anything else. As I'm saying, for the 3 months that you are talking about, that the baby put on weight. When you go to weighing, the weighing session, the baby is putting on weight. So the baby is getting enough. You know, it's individual differences. There are some babies who eat very well, others do not. So those who eat very well, they seem to be clamoring for food every time. And from personal experience, I've seen that it's not just the breast milk sometimes that the baby wants. The fact that they are near to the mother, you see, very close to the mother, it gives them comfort.
Yes.
So some of them just sometimes suck without being hungry. They just want the comfort of being near to their mother. That's why they want always to be near the mother. And the fact that the baby cries doesn't mean the baby is hungry. Babies cry for different reasons. They don't have any language. Their language is just the crying. So whether they're feeling uncomfortable, maybe the baby has poo-pooed, the baby has wet.
It may not be hunger.
It may not be hunger. It may not be hunger. It's not every time that they cry that they want breast milk.
But Mrs. Mate, you know, thank you very much for mentioning how the baby is getting fluids. What about the mother? How does the mother replenish all this, you know, breast milk?
The mother also needs to eat well. But the issue with breastfeeding, breast milk, is that the more the baby breastfeeds, the more the breast milk comes in. Yes, it's like a well. It never goes dry. The more the baby suckles, the more breast milk comes in.
So hang on a second. I heard somebody said, oh, you know what, after breastfeeding, give it some time so that more milk can come into the breast. You're saying that rather continue. So that more breast milk.
Yes. The more the mother breastfeeds, the more the breast milk comes in.
And how does the mother, how can we assure, or how does the mother assure the baby that she's always going to have breast milk? Is there something the mother has to do about her diet, what she's drinking? Does she have to drink more water, as an example?
Okay, I think what we believe traditionally is that there are even what we call lactogogues, foods, fluids that cause you to have more breast milk. I think that's, but I think it's psychological. It's psychological. One of the mother thinks, if I eat enough palm soup, I'm going to get more breast milk. Yes. And so they eat the palm soup and they say, yes, you see, the more breast milk. Yes, but then that is not it. The mother needs to eat very well for her own health. If you don't eat, the reserves in your body will be used for the breast milk.
Mrs. Martin, let's bring it to that contact, mother-child contact in the first few minutes of the baby's life. Is there any situation by which exclusive breastfeeding may be hampered or delayed depending on how the baby is born?
Yeah, normally we see it with mothers who go through cesarean section, especially those who have general anesthesia. Normally we have to wait for the mother to wake up from the anesthesia, become alert before you take the baby to the mother to start breastfeeding. And we recommend that the initiation of breastfeeding should be within the first 30 minutes.
The first 30 minutes when the baby is out?
As soon as the baby is out.
Why?
Within 30 minutes, you put the baby back to the breast to start suckling.
Why the first 30 minutes?
The first thing, because early initiation has been shown to save a lot of children's lives. early initiation alone. Even research was done on it in Kintampo here in Ghana, right here in Ghana. We have other researches being done outside, but in Ghana, Kintampo Health Research Center, they did a research on that.
First 30 minutes.
First 30 minutes. Within first 30 minutes, you should put the baby to the breast. You know, apart from getting the babies to breastfeed, and then that as they suckle, it establishes that bonding between mother and baby. Yeah.
There are instances where a mother will say, oh, my baby doesn't want to suckle. You know, baby has just come out and she's complaining to the midwife or the doctors. In that situation, is there any effect on perhaps the mother wanting to breastfeed her child exclusively when the child is healthy, but the child clearly does not want to suckle?
That is why we support mothers to position and attack their babies. It depends on the way the mother is holding the baby. Okay. The baby is not feeling comfortable, the baby refuses to suckle. Sometimes there's the positioning. You change the positioning and the baby is okay, the baby will suckle. Or sometimes it may be if the baby refusing to suckle. Well, that is very rare. I've not seen a baby who has come out and does not want to suckle. It's very rare.
What about situations where the baby just doesn't like the milk? Is that possible?
The mother's milk? Well, I have not met one like that before. As I'm saying, it will be very rare.
Yes.
I can't say never.
Yes.
But sometimes we have some rare cases here and there, but it is really very rare that the baby does not like the mother's own milk.
Mrs. Martin, thank you so much for teaching me and all the mothers to be out there the positive, the benefits of exclusive breastfeeding. All right, see you next time.